Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Yes,
Am I audible?
yes, you are audible.
Okay. Shall I share the screen and test before we go ahead?
On behalf of Regional Science Center, Bhubaneswar, I welcome all participants and dignitaries present over here in virtual platform to celebrate National Science Day. And I would like to inform that these virtual sessions are being organized by Regional Science Center, Bhubaneswar, jointly with National Academy of Sciences, India, Bhubaneswar's chapter, and due patronage from Dr. Ajay Kumar Parida, Director, Institute of Life Sciences. And I like to welcome Dr. K.C. Satpathy, the Regional Director, DAB Public School, Bhubaneswar, the most premier schools in the Bhubaneswar, and Dr. Bijay Kumar Parida, ex-head, Department of Physics, Regional Institute of Education's NCRT. As all, and Dr. Nivedita Jana, Chief Operating Officer, Bio Incubator Team, Institute of Life Sciences, Bhubaneswar. Before proceeding to the sessions, I would like to inform you that as a science and technology institutions, we always celebrate National Science Day as a tribute and contribution made by Dr. C.V. Raman for the growth of Indian science. And the life of C.V. Raman is also the exemplary because he is not a scientist by professions. He is a civil servant and he joined Kolkata as an assistant accounting general to take up the job, accounting job. In his leisure time, he pursued science because he is much more curious about the science and experimental sciences. Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar also promote the culture of science and technology and innovations and promote the culture of learning by doing. And as a part of our mandate, we are going to organize sessions related to innovations. The first session will be taken by the Dr. Nivedita. He is also discussing the innovation ecosystem in biotechnology. Afterwards, there is a session in learning by taken by our educators and Dr. Bijay Kumar Parida, where we have some experimentations regarding the optics. Afterwards, there is a tinkering session. I would like to Dr. K.C. Satpathy to say few words on this occasion, inaugural of these virtual sessions. Can you enlighten the fact that how the formal education system is looking for the learning by doing approach and curiosity defense of science approach? Sir, Dr. K.C. Satpathy.
Namaskar. A very good morning to all the esteemed members present in this webinar. Honorable dignitaries, respected members of the Regional Science Center, and my dear students, I am extremely honored to be present here on this special occasion, the National Science Day, 28th February every year. But do you really know why do you celebrate this day? The National Science Day commemorates the invention of the Raman effect by the great Indian physicist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. Mr. Raman on this same date had invented the Raman effect in the year 1928. For his contribution in the field of science, Sri Raman was awarded with a Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1930. By celebrating this day as National Science Day, we show our respect to this famous Indian physicist for his significant contribution in the field of science. He is the first person from our country to have received the prestigious Nobel Prize in Physics. On February 28, 1928, a gold medalist in physics, Raman led an experiment with another leading physicist of the country, Mr. Krishnan, on scattering of light when he discovered what now is called the Raman effect. The Raman effect is the change in wavelength of light that occurs when a light beam is deflected by molecules. When a beam of light travels a dust-free, transparent sample of chemical compound, a small fraction of the light emerges in the direction other than that of the incident beam. The Raman effect led to a new discipline called Raman spectroscopy, which is used in various fields. In fact, any application where non-destructive microscopic chemical analysis and imaging is required, it can be used to quickly characterize the chemical composition and structure of the sample, whether solid, liquid, gas, gel, or powder. The main objective of observing this day is to bring awareness to people about the importance of science in our daily life and to encourage people by popularizing science and technology. It is often thought that science comprises of only experiments, clinical setups, systematic theories, and science is found in everyday events like cooking, boiling of water, burning of candle, using the knife in the house, calling of milk, motorizing vehicle, the cell phones which you are using now. The question is, what science is? Because the syllabus which are transacting the school or colleges, we give a lot of theory portions. And our students only by heart it and reproduce in the examination to get good marks, good degree. But really, the essence of this concept which you have read in the college or universities or in the school are not practically understood properly, and in your day-to-day life you do not use science properly. Because you see, you are using the pressure cooker in the house, but when we ask that how it works, many of us do not know what is the mechanism behind this. So, my dear students, what syllabus we are transacting in the classrooms, whether it is college or universities or in the school, that should be understood properly, and that concept you have to use in your day-to-day life, and you have to understand the phenomena behind this. Then you will be able to understand science properly. Now, in this new education policy, we are talking a lot about the innovations. Because now the stereotype of teaching what we are doing before, that has to be stopped. We want the skill, what is behind the concept, must be instilled in the students. Then students will be empowered, students will be energetic to discover something, and their inquisitive mind can only be hammered to get better things, better thinking process, and better analysis, and that will lead them to discover something in the life. My dear friends, my suggestion to you would be to be curious and about everything what you see around you. That you always try to be interested in finding out why an event happens, what creates this phenomenon, and what brings about a change. The good thing about science is that it is true whether you believe or not. Many people you might have gone to enjoy the seashore, and you know that in the Puri there is a very beautiful golden sea beach. But have you ever asked why the sea is looking blue? Why the sky is looking blue? What is the phenomena behind this? And your teacher, science teacher, might have addressed this issue when they are teaching you science in the class. But never you ask this question to you. Why it is difficult to walk on these dry sands? Because I am talking about the sea beach when you are moving and enjoying that, yes, I have come to Puri and enjoy the sea beach walking. But when you walk on the dry sands, it is very difficult to walk. But have we asked this question, why it is difficult? But if you go nearer to the sea and that wet sand beach, then it is very easy to walk. What is the phenomena behind this? These are the small questions. If you ask yourself, then I am very sure you will be able to understand science and understand the nature's effect on human life. Every year the day is celebrated with a particular theme. The theme of this year is future of STI. STI means science, technology, innovation. So this lead to impact of education in skills, developing the skills and your work culture. I am giving an example. Have you gone to Leh? When Leh to Ladakh to Kargil, if you walk, you will get a mountain. If you stop your vehicle, it will start moving also, it will go up. People say the gravitational force, I do not know exactly because the professors, those who are sitting here with me, they will reply this because the vehicle moves and people say there is no gravitational force there. And if you go to Lucknow, you will find that tomb which is the longest and no pillar is there. It is 50-meter long. Exactly, I do not know the name of that tomb, but 300 years back it was built. And how it works and how the strength of that tomb with the 50-meter width and length of hall is sustaining with 3-story minimum 30 to 40 feet height. How the structure has thought up 300 years back. The present architecture or structural engineers are not able to find out. They are telling that that is the zero gravitation there. So lot of things the nature has given around us to think and ponder upon it and find out the logic behind this and attach the science with the incidents. So that leads to discovery. So I will not take much of time. Today we live in a dynamic global community when the society is changing rapidly with technological advances. Because you have to admit that there is the presence of technology in every walk of our life. You see the mobile everybody you are using. Have you seen that when you write some message and a particular word is not available in the dictionary of that cell phone, but repeatedly if you use it, then after 2 to 3 days you will find that word is coming. That we are talking artificial intelligence. So my dear friends, you are the brightest star of the society and the future is yours. And please use the technology as much as you can and find out that how this technology survives and makes the life of the human being easier and what is the science behind this. Today we live in a dynamic global community when the society is changing rapidly with technological advances. To fulfill the demand of the society, innovation is imperative. However, innovation is no longer just for creating values. to benefit individual, organizations, or societies. The ultimate purpose of innovation should be much more helping to create a smart future where people can enjoy the best quality of life possible. Thus, we must teach our young generation that innovation in searching for intelligent solution to tackle major social ills, to seek more proactive approaches to predict the uncertain future. You see that when I was a child, when the cyclone was coming, no information was given prior to that. But nowadays, you see, before 7 days, your scientists are able to forecast that yes, a cyclone is coming. It may damage, so take precautionary measure. That is the beauty of the science. I am delighted at the ever consistent endeavors of the Regional Science Center to conduct such interesting webinar, exhibits, special shows, and educational program to inculcate scientific temper and popularize science and technology among the people of Odisha. And I am grateful to them for giving me the opportunity to interact with the bright minds and speak to them on this special occasion. I wish the center and all the creative minds present in this virtual platform that joins us today a bright and wonderful future. As they say, science is organized knowledge, wisdom is organized life. I wish our children have both knowledge and wisdom to be the advanced future of tomorrow. With these words, I wish everybody a bright future where innovations and technology will take the priority, and everybody will ask these two questions to them: why it is happened, how it happened. And you will see a lot of problem will be solved, and you will be able to find out new solutions for every approach of your life. With this, I wish all the best to the Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar and convey my sincere thanks to everybody for inviting me to this webinar. Jai Hind, Bande Utkala Janani. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving some precious and encouraging words. And I would like to convey my sincere thanks to you for sparing your time for the cause of science and society in spite of your hectic schedule. And now I would like to request that we are going to organize the sessions on innovations ecosystem on biotechnology in India. Dr. Nivedita Jaina is going to deliver the talk. Prior to the talk, I would like to say that this biotechnology field is not more than 20 years history. And after the invention of Watson and Crick model, this biotechnology field is growing enough, and the world and all the world is already considering India as a global player on biotechnology. And the India is the leader in the Asia Pacific region in biotechnology, and the whole world are considering us as a giant in a field of biotechnology. Our success story of Biocons and Bharat Biotech is such immense that worlds are looking in different aspects of India. So Dr. Nivedita Jaina, her story is also inspiring as a woman in STEM, and she is also looking after the entrepreneurship in biotechnology. So right now, Madam will share how the early childhood innovation can be inspired through the different aspect of government project, and how the innovation in the biotechnology can be taken to the next level. Madam Nivedita Jaina.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me for the talk. I thank the organizers and National Academy of Science Odisha chapter and the Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar for this opportunity. And I wish all the dignitaries, teachers, and students, whoever are there in the webinar, a very happy National Science Day from us. And I think science is the basis of life. So my talk today will tell, I myself, let me introduce myself first. I am an innovator. I've been in the innovation ecosystem for last 5 years, seeing a tremendous growth in science ecosystem. So today in my presentation, I would show you how India has moved and what stage India is there in the biotech ecosystem, and what are the enablers and how we have contributed. Sir, can you allow me to present my presentation? Hello? Could you please make me the host so I can share my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam.
All right, thank you so much. So today, I would be just giving you an overview of biotechnology innovations, what have happened in India in last 5 years, and where India stands at this point of time in the biotechnology sector and how you can contribute. All right, I don't know, something is getting messy here. Hello. So let's start with biotechnology. What is it? So biotechnology is nothing but use of live organisms or biological systems to make process and products. And its application can be in different sectors. Let's say in agriculture, it can be in medicine, it can be in food, it can be in environment. There's some issue with my presentation. Somebody is mishandling my presentation. Can you please take care of it? The request to the organizers. So biotech, as I said, has application in agriculture, like, genetically modified seeds. It has in medicine for therapeutics and diagnostic. It has in processed food sector, as well as environment, this improving the soil quality, improving the air quality, improving, reducing the energy resources. And then we also have other sectors. Right. Just the current scenario. Excuse me, sir, there's something wrong with my screen. Could the organizer please handle this? So the current scenario of biotechnology in India has been really nice. Hello. Okay, let me, you can't keep out. Somebody is writing in the screen, sir. One is doing messy things. All right, I'll stop my camera so that your screen can be nice. It is not from my end, sir. It is some student or somebody who's watching this is doing this. Sure. Share again. You want me to just speak, or what do you want me to do? Yeah, but then I can't share my screen for my presentation. Am I audible? Am I audible, sir? All right. I apologize for the break in my talk, but all I was trying to say is, biotechnology's intervention is there in many sectors. Its application is in agriculture, its application is in medicine, in environment, food, as well as in chemicals. Right. So in India has been really done a marvelous job in the last couple of years. And now India stands as the third largest biotech destination in Asia Pacific region, and India is among the top 12 destinations for biotechnology in the world, and then contributing about 3% share in the global biotechnology industry. It is second in the US FDA approved manufacturing plant outside the USA. And constantly you see biotechnology sector has been advancing. And it is predicted that it will contribute to the 5 trillion economy target by 2024. And how do you think India would be able to achieve this? India will be able to achieve this only because of a couple of reasons. The advantage that India right now has is a skilled workforce. That's with a 1.3 billion population of India, we are 50% of us are under 25. And you young people can contribute as in high quality skilled workforce to get this biotechnology sector to reach its target by 2024. And such government has come up with India industry academia collaborations, and then to expertise these innovations in these sectors. The other advantage that government has been really pouring out money in facility is creating a great infrastructure, easing out the policies, and then epidemiological factors as well. So, India we are nowhere less, we have all the advantage to bring our economy and contribute through biotechnology sector. But the key segment in biotechnology industry are biopharmaceuticals. It comprises of 62% of our biotechnology industry in India. There's bioservices, which contributes to 18%. Then we have bioagriculture, which is 15%, which is comparatively less, although, agriculture is supposed to be one of our major area of research and then, need. We have bioindustrial 4% and bioinformatics. Let me walk you through what all of this is all about, right? India plays now coming to biopharmaceuticals, India, biopharmaceutical means, therapeutic medicines or preventive medicines or vaccines or diagnostics. India plays a key role in the global vaccine market, as it is the leader in global supply of DPT. All of you must have taken DPT vaccine, BCG vaccine, measles vaccine, and it contributes to 70% of the WHO vaccine comes from India. We should be all proud of this contribution of India to the world. And right now, India has 50 plus approved biosimilar products. But what are biosimilars? Biosimilars are biological medical products that are very close to medicines, but these come from biological sources. What is the advantage of biosimilars? It has a less regulatory cycle. It can come to the market much faster than the regular medicine it comes to the market, right? So the cost is reduced effectively. Now, if you look, India currently exports vaccine to about 150 countries, which is a proud moment for all of us. Now, coming to bioservices, bioservices, clinical research and custom manufacturing services. India having a population of 1.3 billion people. We have a lot of, population with different disease, as I spoke, epidemiological factors and other things. So we can contribute to the clinical research for each and every drug and diseases. So we have 18% of our service in biotechnological domain comes from bioservices. Now, bioagriculture is another major sector in biotechnology industry. What is bioagriculture is, where hybrid seeds are grown, hybrid seeds, biopesticides, and biofertilizers. Now, coming to hybrid seeds. When tomato was there, tomato used to get perished very fast, very fast. Hardly 1 or 2 days it used to stay. And then farmers used to get a lot of losses. They didn't have storage places, they didn't have anything. So our agricultural scientists came with hybrid seeds. Now, hybrid seeds help these tomatoes to stay intact for more than 7 to 15 days. So it doesn't get perished as much. So losses have reduced. So in turn, farmers have been benefited. So this is the kind of contribution the scientists are giving to the society using biotechnology, right? Now, coming up with biopesticides, there are a lot of pests which are really, giving a lot of losses to the farmers. So now they are coming with really specific kind of pesticides who can target different pests for different crops. There are many pests for different crops. So scientists are really contributing to target each and every pest, so each and every crop can give more yield, and in turn we'll have more food production, and then more farmers will be benefit and our economy will be benefit, right? Now coming to bio-industrial area, if you look at, there are a lot of enzyme is needed for industrial processes. These enzymes are manufactured in India. So that industry, let's say, detergent enzymes, it could be food enzymes, all of these come into bio-industrial area. Then later we have bioinformatics, that another sector which is growing really rapidly these days, with the information that we have now, so much that, bioinformatics is nothing but creation and managing of an extensive database on various biological systems, and then saving it. This data systems are really helping us in many areas, identifying the kind of genomes, whether it is in plants or animals or humans, understanding more genomes on all these criteria help us to give a precision technology for different kind of systems. So with these sectors coming up in India, there are a lot of opportunities of innovation. You all can go through, after my talk, Google things and then find out, there are a lot of opportunity of innovation in India. So I've just broadly categorized into two sectors, but there are many more if you subcategorize them. So agriculture, India has a great potential to become a major producer of transgenic rice. Rice is a staple food for us. Agriculture sector has several genetically modified and engineered vegetables. When we say genetically modified and engineered vegetables, it is just that, you change one of the genes in the plant to make sure that parameters are changing, and then, seeds are coming up. Let's say now we have drought, so we are coming up with seeds that can grow in the drought region. It will be drought resistant seeds, right? Similarly, as I gave you very recently the example of tomatoes, there are many crops that scientists have been targeting, and they are coming up with new variety of genetically modified seeds and vegetables. So this improves the yield and gives better business opportunity, and then in turn, all of us are benefited. Now, when I talk about healthcare, as I mentioned earlier, vaccine and therapeutics, these are the current area where the research in biotechnology are happening. It's just to give you an idea, you students will enjoy, and try to learn more what vaccines are, what recombinant therapeutics are coming, what are monoclonal antibodies. Now, earlier it was all medicines. It was, chemically synthesized medicines. You give them, it gets targeted into the body, curing an effect. Now, people are coming with different kind of other therapeutic areas. Let's say stem cell research. So you grow a stem from a healthy body and then inject into a diseased body and help this cell to grow and multiply in that diseased system, and make that healthier cells come in so that the diseased person becomes healthy. These are cell-based therapeutics. These are areas that are very new, and then India will encash in these expertise very soon. And then I think you students are going to contribute in this coming up areas. Now, for the innovation sectors, Indian biotechnology has been built in entrepreneurship, innovation, and demonstrated all the value-based care has come from only innovation in the biotechnology sector. Given the long history of diseases in India, like diabetes we have, like gastric disease we have, every house, all members will have these problems. The country has accumulated many years of experience and scientific database, how to prevent and how to treat them. It could be Ayurveda, it could be homeopathy, or it could be allopathy. With having so many years of experiences, how many medicines are getting treated, all these science knowledge is an advantage in building a new medicine to treat these lifestyle disorders. And India's government has been running a lot of flagship programs like Make in India, Startup India, has come up in last 5 years, has boosted the innovation ecosystem for the students, for the scientists, for the teachers, and I think everyone across the domain. And governments have created biotech incubators, which can promote research and growth of startups. Now, what startup means is small companies. So we at ILS, DBT ILS, we have opened an incubator as well. We give space and equipments and mentorship, so that anybody who is interested in creating an innovation, solving a problem, come to us. We help them to crystallize their idea and then make it an innovation. That's what biotech incubators' role has been so far. Now, there have been a lot of enablers in India. When I mean enablers, this is the support system that Indian government has created. So they have made all the ministries in India have helped the innovation ecosystem from discovery level to commercialization level. So I have listed few of them here, like DBT Department of Biotechnology, ST Department of Science and Technology, and then there is Science and Technology have Agni programs, which accelerates innovation from students, from teachers, from any individuals of India. Their Startup India scheme, their Mighty Electronics Department has come up with MIETY Mighty scheme to help electronical innovations. Millennium Alliance fund is given. National Innovation Foundation looks at rural ground level innovations. Startup Odisha has also created an ecosystem for students, college students, school students, as well as individuals to create innovative products in Odisha, and they fund them as well. STPI is Software Technology Park of India. We have an STPI in Bhubaneswar itself, which all of you can take advantage of. And MSME is definitely the manufacturing, medium, small, micro enterprises. So all of these enablers are from all ministries of the government helping us. And all, if in Odisha, we have all the ministries helping all the incubators to take the innovation to the next level. Now, BIRAC, coming to biotechnology, BIRAC is the main enabler. It is the catalytic driver in building the ecosystem of biotechnology innovation here in India. And BIRAC has set up two incubators in Bhubaneswar. One is DBT ILS Bioincubator. You are free to come and visit us anytime to know more about what we do, how we do, to contribute to the society through science and technology. So let me come back to BIRAC. BIRAC is an enterprise under Department of Biotechnology. It helps to transform catalytic role in building the building an economy, bioeconomy of India. So how it has done this is by focusing in creating a lot of infrastructure and laboratories for accessible to everyone, right? It helps in technical and business metrics. Suppose I have an idea, but I don't know how to take it forward. So that's when you reach out to incubators. They help you tell how to marketize your product, how to validate your product, And BIRAC is focusing on innovative product and technology. It has also collaborated with all schools as well as universities. So they gave mentoring. They identify unaddressed needs. They have created a roadmap for all the innovations, whether it is a faculty entrepreneurship or a student entrepreneurship or an individual entrepreneurship. All of them has been accommodated with different programs of BIRAC. It has helped to create an ecosystem of biotech enterprise across India. So there are 50 plus bioincubators which are run by BIRAC, given to university, research organizations, and schools and colleges to create and enable all the innovative studies from region-wise. So now I will take you through some of the innovations that BIRAC has funded, and they have really done well. You know, I'm showing these examples to you so that you can understand and you can think how you can contribute to the society with science and technology. The first example here is Soham. Soham is a device. You see the device here? This is a device that helps to identify the hearing inability for the newborn people. So the newborn, it's very difficult to understand whether the newborn is able to really hear something or not to hear. So the innovator here has, used apps and written a algorithm to increase the sensitivity and specificity in this device. So when it's put in with the little one, it gives a lot of readings. Then it'll help the doctor to understand whether the little newborn has hearing disability or not. Similarly, the other technology is Molecular Diagnostic Private Limited. These were individuals before they started their company, right? They were all funded by BIRAC through different programs. So they have come with a malaria rapid card testing. Now, all of you must be aware of how malaria is caused, what are the species that is more dangerous than the other species of mosquitoes. So this Genomics Molecular Diagnostic Private Limited people are focusing on two species of mosquitoes, that is Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax. So they have created a testing kit, which is very rapid. It costs about just 150 rupees. When you add a drop of blood through lateral flow assay, it can tell you whether you have malaria through falciparum or malaria through vivax. So this is, and the time it is taken for this test is even less than the earlier kits that are available. So this is where science is making contribution to. So this is another example, Vesalia cattle feed supplements. We always ignore, we see a lot of cows and bulls in our roads, right? Sometimes why are they on the roads? Because, they have stopped giving milk. That's why the owner has left them. They are on the roads. And so this innovator really thought of it and then said, I should give little more, make a feed that can really increase the quality and the yield and the fat content of the milk. And it will milk for a little longer. So they have made a milk using a lipid. Lysolectin is a lipid. So it's a rice bran lysolectin they have added into this cattle feed and given to the cows. And they have validated that, cows after eating this cattle feed are really giving yields have been improving and the fat content of the milk has been improving, which in turn is improving the dairy sector and the milk demand in our society. So I've collected different examples so that to show that, biotechnology's intervention is there in every aspect. Now look at evergreen bioclean veggie wash. All right. So we are all aware that, we get vegetables and fruits from the market and then we keep washing them too much, because thinking that silicone must be sprayed because it's looking very shiny, or the farmer must have put a lot of pesticides so that, he gets much growth and all of that. So we keep washing them, but usually washing does not take away all the pesticides off, right? So this innovator from Green Pyramid Biotech Private Limited, what he did, he made a solution that can wash off or dissolve the pesticides or the silicone that is there on the fruits cover. You just dip all the fruits in the water, add 2 teaspoons of bioclean, leave it for 5 minutes, and then you'll see all the pesticide has gone. Innovation can be in any sector. You have to just think where you can put your knowledge. Now coming to shrimp, you see that blue shrimp in the hands there? So that is a virus that shrimps are affected. All of us, most of us, I would say, love eating shrimps. But what happens and where does the shrimp come from? Shrimp comes from ponds, right? They're breeded in the ponds, and the ponds are infected sometimes with viruses. When the virus infects and the shrimp is not healthy to eat, right? So what this Astrogene Biosciences Private Limited says, let me find out a kit to identify if shrimp is virus infected or not, because otherwise there is no way that you can detect that. It's coming to the market, you get it home, you cook, and then you eat it. And after effects, nobody knows that this has happened or that has happened. For regulatory reasons, this kit is really helpful for the farm growers of shrimp and fishes to detect if there is virus infection in the fish. Now coming to an example of vaccines, Peninsula Biotech Limited, they were all individuals. When they all came up with innovation, they had just an idea in their mind. This ecosystem helped them to come up with this kind of innovations. So Peninsula Biotech Limited has come up with pandemic influence vaccine, which can help in reducing the H1N1 virus. H1N1 flu was there in 2000, that period of time. A lot of everybody, they're saying that this flu is there and then, it is affecting so much and nobody was coming up with a solution. But now we have vaccines to, counter H1N1 flu, right? Similarly with COVID, very recent COVID vaccines have come, right? So science has been contributing tremendously in these focus areas. Now, this is a person from Bhubaneswar itself. He is making a device. You see the handheld device. This is a device that can tell if a person is anemic or not anemic. If he has bilirubin content or no bilirubin content is high or low, can be seen and measured by this device that is held without getting pricked. In earlier days, what we need to do, we put a needle, prick it, take the blood, and then, see it in the glass plate, whether you have hemoglobin, whether hemoglobin content is high or low, or then, your bilirubin content in urine is high or low. But now by testing in skin, he puts a light source onto the skin and he can detect whether you are anemic or your bilirubin content is low or high, and many other things. So, this kind of innovation is taking, it's a leap. It's a leap to take it forward, in advancement in the biotechnology sector. And he has been supported with all the government grants to come. Now, my other example, a very nice examples, Manoj and Pratusha Reddy, co-founders of Nemo Care. They are very young innovators. They came up with an innovative, affordable device for neonatal care. The young kids were dying a lot, and with that we don't know how to take care of them. So they have come up with a wearable sensor device with analytical logarithms and big data. So it comes under bioinformatics, has been, you can now see how bioinformatics can be used coupled with a medical device to come up with an innovation. So they have made sensor that can put in a wrist. It is IoT enabled smart wearable device on the foot or hand. It gives the parameter of heart rate, respiration, and body temperature of the little newborn. So if the newborn is in the the incubators of the hospital, neonatal incubators of the hospital, it's easier for the nurses to take care of these little ones. And this co-founders have really made a lot of have been appreciated in many platforms and won a lot of awards and applause for this innovation. Now, this is a doctor, with Dr. Vishal Rao. He's an oncologist. He came, you can see the one that is holding in his hand. It is a small device, which just takes 50 rupees for him to make. But the use of this is tremendous. People eat a lot of gutka, a lot of pan in Odisha and across India, right? So with this, they develop oral cancer here. And when this cancer happens, some of the people, they go through surgery and other things, and they lose their voice. Right. So this doctor has come up with this device. He makes a hole here and puts this device in, and then people can start to speak. So what he does, if the windpipe and food pipe he connects, and the air supply from the lung are able to vibrate the food pipe, and that's how the brain is trained that now he speaks through the food pipe, and the patient is very happy that his voice is back again. And you wouldn't imagine this kind of surgery would take millions of rupees, but for him, it's just 50 rupees device. He has given a hope to many, many people in India, and this has been validated too. So this is another kind of a device where they are screening fluorescence imaging, and machine learning. It's combined together to detect pathogens in the wound. Suppose, when a severe wound happens, there's a lot of pus that's formed in the wound, right? So, but we don't know, and doctors also don't know which medicines to give. So they try to give a line of treatment, right? So, but this device can tell what kind of pathogens are there in the wound and how much deep it is in under 2 minutes time. Which earlier in conventional methods, doctor used to take a little bit of the pus from there, culture it, and then say which pathogens are there, and then try to give the treatment. Life is becoming very easy with these technology and innovations. With this Inumulate TM, the wound healing has been rapidized. Oh, this is one of my favorite one. You see in the hand, these are oral topical thin films. This is a new kind of medicine. We've always seen medicine in the form of capsules. We've seen medicines in the form of tablets, right? But this Jubilant Bioscience innovators have come up with thin films that you put in your mouth and it dissolves. So people who have gulping problems, swallowing issues, old people, when you ask them to take medicines, it's really difficult for them. So it's such kind of innovation. This is a thin film in which the medicine is coated. You put it in the mouth, it just gets dissolved in less than 30 seconds. You don't need water, you don't need anything else. So he has done right now for iodine, he has done for vitamin C, he has done for vitamin D, and also caffeine. So this is all funded by the ecosystem, biotechnology ecosystem enablers. Biotech have funded them. He has also got funding from other resources. So these are the kind of innovations that are coming up, are the trends that are going on. Here are a couple of more examples by young students. These are nanomolecule-induced biological responses for agricultural biologics. Rehabilitation devices are formed, and you see the third picture when you say Flexomo. Now it is a, the crunches. When somebody breaks his leg, usually we have seen a different kind of crunch, which is very hard to walk for a long time and to stand, and it's really stressful. So this innovator has come with Flexomo that can, the energy is, dissipated or equally distributed. So the agronomics of the stand has been calculated and showed that this Flexomo crunches are more convenient to use. Dozy is contactless sleeping monitoring device. And we have another device here. This is from Bhubaneswar. There is a company called Prante Solutions. They are making a device where you can detect the mothers with hypertension. Mothers with hypertension give rise to, give birth to children very quickly. They are premature. So this kind of early detection device can help them to detect if the mother is having hypertension or not, no hypertension. Now, if you look, this is an stethoscope, which is converted into digital stethoscopes. Now that the world is moving toward digitalization, we are having webinars digitalized, we are having everything digitalized, so the stethoscopes are also digitalized. Coming to the COVID pandemic. So, the importance of the biotechnologists have really contributed to overcome, we have not yet overcome COVID-19 though, but then the contribution has been really, really significant. From scientists, researchers from biotech industry, collaborating with IT sector, collaborating with other people to make the rapid test of COVID. So we could test people. There were apps to detect where the COVID patient is. There were a lot of sanitizers. There were a lot of, rapid testing kits, and how to protect. The different kind of masks were made. All of this came through innovations. The scientific community has really tremendously contributed to really tackle the COVID-19 pandemic so far. I hope we will be able to, get rid of this virus, even the mutated strains. And this was all possible because of the government support, the enablers, the scientists, as well as the innovators. The Biotech from DBT has supported many products. If you are really interested what kind of products, you can just hit into this link and know more about it. Now, coming to how you can contribute to this innovation ecosystem. Being a student, being a teacher, being a professor, or any individual. I don't say it should be just students, but I think any individual, we all need to be curious. We all need to love science, because science is the basis of all life. We have to look out for community challenges. When I look around in Bhubaneswar, I see there are a lot of cattle on the traffic, on the roads. That's a nuisance all the time. Can we come up with some innovative solutions for this? We see a lot of garbage lying across the city. Can students come and help to tackle this waste problem through science and technology? There are rivers and canals that are dirty. They're seriously dirty. There is an example from Bangalore. There were lakes were really, full of algae and slum and other things. They were really cleaned up and made revived again. We have to come up with innovative solutions that can contribute to the community challenges. Instead of we complaining that, okay, this is not possible, that is not possible. Can we find a problem? We have to be just open our eyes and ears and look around and then find a problem. what is disturbing you, and don't let that disturbance be a problem. Okay, so I would stop with this, and you can reach out to us anytime. Thank you so much. I'm ready for any questions. Hello? I have already concluded. So. And thanks again for the opportunity. I'm ready to take any question if you have. Hello? Hello? Is there any question?
Thank you. So students, is there any question?
Voice is very feeble.
Regarding Man's presentation?
Okay.
Ask in the chat section. And we will take only 5 minutes for this because we have our next guest in waiting. Students? So ma'am, till the time we are giving students some more time to ask questions, I would like to tell that Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar is having one innovation hub exclusively for the school-going students because we want to catch them up early. And we have opened in the year of 2019. And we usually take students in the Saturday, Sunday session when they are free. Now in this COVID pandemic situation, we are virtually on anytime. So through this platform, I would also like to inform everyone that we are here to help you, though in a smaller scale than what Madam has shown us. But if you have any queries regarding innovation, you may send it to us. We will forward it to Madam. So Madam, I think we should conclude this session as students are not in a mood to ask questions.
That's fine. It's a Sunday.
On behalf of Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar, I'd like to formally thank you, Madam, for giving us this speech, which will help all the innovators in their way of innovation. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar. Now, students and every participants, we will start our next session, Science of Optics, with none other than Professor Vijay Kumar Parida. He is the retired head of the Department of Physics in Regional Institute of Education, Bhubaneswar. So I will just hand over the session charge to Sir. Sir, welcome and please take charge of the session.
Thank you, Mr. Ghosh, Mr. Saha, and his team members at the Regional Science Center, Bhubaneswar, for giving me this opportunity. It's a rare opportunity of course, offline on a virtual mode, virtual platform. Friends, as you know, we are celebrating a landmark discovery made by Sir C.V. Raman almost a century back, century minus 7 years or thereabout. And to put in just one sentence, I would like to consider Sir C.V. Raman as an embodiment of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, the popular slogans doing the rounds today after more than a century of Sir C.V. Raman's activities. And that, I believe, sums up the kind of work C.V. Raman did and got a Nobel Prize for his efforts. Well, friends, you are most likely aware of the particular phenomenon that Raman dealt with, Raman experimented upon, and got a conclusion which has opened up many avenues, the whole of science. And it was such an astounding discovery. You possibly know that it's a particular branch of optics that got him the Nobel Prize. And today in the Regional Science Center session, the Science Center is going to present a few demonstrations or small scale experiments on optics, not directly linked with Raman's discovery, but they are about. So I invite you to join these activities, take part in them, observe, because you can't tinker with them hands-on right now. And then try them when you feel like doing or when you can do them, because most of these things, most of these demos or experiments you can do on your own also. They do not involve any costly apparatus, very simple things, easily available and very low cost. All right, then friends, let us see what the Regional Science Center has to offer on this very auspicious occasion, on this very auspicious morning. Let's join and see what they are showing. And most likely at the end, the Science Center will throw a few questions at you based upon what you are going to observe here. So observe them carefully, think about them, and make your own decisions so that you can possibly post your answers as early as possible. Thank you. Now let us see the slides. The first slide is the National Science Day. The photograph shows Sir C.V. Raman sitting near his apparatus, which was instrumental in this very interesting result that he came out with. And in the process, he bet a number of foreign scientists in claiming the priority to this discovery. That's why he got a Nobel Prize. And it's all history and so on. Many interesting things are known about Sir C.V. Raman and his activities, his words, and so on and so forth. But this is not the time for such things. Let us see some experiments, some demonstrations in the area of optics, which was wholly the area where C.V. Raman worked. All right, and then you will find out, you already know, or you will find out what exactly Raman found out on this in this year in 1928, and how this particular date, February 28, is related to his discovery. That also is an interesting point. Was it the day he first saw the experimental result, or was it the day he first communicated his research finding to a journal, or was it the day his result was first published in the form of a research article? That you can try and find out for yourself. Thank you. Spectrum list. Friends, can you see anything on your screens? This area is darkened for obvious reason. Now, can you see any spectrum or anything? Try to look carefully and see whether it looks like a spectrum and how it looks like. Try to identify the colors also. All right. Okay. Prism. Prism. Okay, prism টা দেখে দেন। এটা প্রিজম প্রসেস না প্রিজমটা দেখে দেন। ঠিক জানি জানি তো না। Okay. Friends, this is a diagram on this slide which shows in a very curious way how Newton discovered for the first time the solar spectrum, the colorful spectrum of sun's light, right? And things have moved very much. You now have a lot of things which can produce spectrum to with finer and finest details. And some of these very small things are being shown right now in this darkened area. They are using prism and so on and so forth. Friends, one thing in this regard, in the context of the spectrum that you are seeing and so on, or that you might have also seen in your labs, how is the shape of the spectrum? Is it like a straight line? Is it like a slit? Or what kind of shape it is showing? You might have seen in your labs also. Now, how does the spectrum or the so-called colors get their shapes from? From where do they get their shapes? Have their shapes anything to do with the slits used for the purpose? This is something interesting which you can explore and find out. This is interesting. And another question related to this is, will the spectrum be always like a straight line as you are seeing here, or curve, or can it be a circular form? Can it be circular in form, and so on and so forth? Many, many interesting questions. Nothing is rigid in science, as you know. You can explore on your own and find out many, many interesting aspects, variations, and so on, and learn a lot by doing. Setup. And now look at the setup they have used for producing the spectrum. Please show them, so the children, the material you have actually used, how they look like and what they are made of. Friends, can you see the setup? They added a glass prism to the setup, and it shows an upside down image. The image is upside down now, yes. Now it is upside up. Yes. This is a prism on your left. This is another piece of material made of acrylic. It looks like a very big prism. Acrylic, you can discover or find out, is something like glass, very close to glass, but it has some special properties also, but it is as transparent as glass. And you can use it in a limited sense to produce a spectrum and so on. This is a real glass prism. Must be available in your school labs very easily. All right, this is the kind of prism one uses for experiments in laboratories, in schools, even in college. It's a very unique kind of invention, this prism. Very innovative. A lot of things can be learned from there. Now, friends, can you recognize what is being shown? With a dark kind of outline, and inside looks transparent. This is what is called a diffraction grating. Might have heard the name. And this grating is also an interesting invention. This particular form of diffraction grating is called a transmission diffraction grating, because the grating material is transparent. If you throw light on one side of it, then the light will go out on the other side and produce a beautiful spectrum, more beautiful than the prism spectrum. And you can discover on your own also that in a diffraction grating of this type, transmission type, on a glass plate, very thin glass plate or glass slide, thousands of numbers, thousands of lines are drawn, are engraved parallel to each other. And the line or the glass material in between these lines constitute a kind of slit through which light easily passes. You know the nature of slit and the purpose of slit to make light beam as narrow as possible. One uses the slit, and in this particular kind of device, the diffraction grating of transmission type, the lines which are ruled act like opaque spaces between the glass regions, which act like slits because glass is transparent to light. So as when you pass light through such a transmission grating, then out comes a very beautiful spectrum. Now they are using a monochromatic source of light. You know, a monochromatic light is of a single color. You can see the color of light they are using, and it is monochromatic in nature. And you can see those spots, the center bigger white spot corresponds to the central maximum, as they say it technically. And on either side of the central maximum, you can see spots of light. First two light spots are brighter than the rest of them. They are farther away from the central bright or the central bright spot. And these are called diffraction fringes. These altogether are called diffraction fringes, and they are said to be of different orders. And also another point is that these bright spots are called maxima, right? And there are several maxima, as you can see. Besides the central one, there are two secondary maxima on the left and two secondary maxima on the right. And their angular measures are also different. They seem to be moving away from the central one. So the central one can be called the primary maximum, and the other maximum can be called secondary maxima. And there are different orders given to these maxima, integers. If the central spot is given an integer 0, then the left will probably have a number something like -1. The right one will be given a number +1. And the next on the left will have a number -2. And the next on the right will have a number +2, and so on and so forth. The familiar formula for this is something like d of sine of theta is equal to n times lambda, where d is the width of the slit or width of a slit on this grating, and theta is the angle at which the diffraction is taking place, or let us say that theta is the angle between the central maximum and the other maxima. And n is the order of the range. As I said, the numbers 0, +1, -1, and +2, -2, etc., etc. And lambda is the wavelength of the light used here. Now here lambda has a unique value, a single value. It corresponds to that of red you can take. But it is also possible to get spectrum with white light, which you know is a mixture of 7 colors. So if you use a white light instead of a monochromatic light, then you can get colored spectrum also, like rainbows, several rainbows, right? Well, all separated from each other and so on. So this is an interesting device. And one point I should mention that the question it may arise as to how many lines are there on this small piece of glass in the diffraction grating. There is a mark on the glass material itself, on the grating material itself, which says the number is around 15,000 per inch. You can convert it into centimeter. It's something like 6,000 centimeters, 6,000 lines ruled per centimeter. Now you can imagine the fineness of the lines drawn there or engraved there, and accordingly the corresponding slit width. And one interesting point about diffraction is that, you know, of course, basically that diffraction is simply saying bending of light around obstacles. All right. And the point is, what should be the size of the obstacle for the diffraction to be visible, to be observable? That is a very, very important question. And the answer is that the wavelength of the light you are using for the purpose should be of the same order as the width of the slit being used for this purpose. If it is quite high, if the slit or if the slit width is very large compared to the wavelength of light, then diffraction pattern won't be visible. So this is a restriction or a requirement for a diffraction pattern to be seen from any substance. Okay, friends. Now let us see what they are offering. Yes, you can now see mirrors, 2 mirrors placed side by side, right? And you can guess, of course, what they are going to show. This you might have shown, might have seen or done in your laboratory at home, and so many at other places also. And see, you can, if you can find out, can count the number of images of a single object visible on the 2 mirrors which are inclined to each other. And you can always, with our material they have produced, they have here, they will show you, you can easily determine the angle between the 2 plane mirrors and then count the number of images also in the 2 mirrors of a single object. It visible honi image हुआ. अच्छा अब उठे काम को लेकर लाइट देख रही जो पेन की किसी उठे थोड़ी करी, that also is probably a better one. I don't know if you can count the number of images in this setup, but there is a better alternative. It's not so easy with darkness all around, but there is an easier version of this with lights on. Let's see if it helps. Now you can place any object between the, yes, for example, now you can see. All right, there is a single object, and at this angle of inclination, there are 2 clear images on either mirror. All right, and as you go on adjusting the angles, you can see, yes, more and more images. Right? Now you see 3 images, and then gradually their number will increase. Now 3 images. And then you can see, yes, you are now seeing 4 images, and so on and so forth. This is very interesting. You can do it anywhere you like, provided you have 2 plane mirrors. All right. And a way to measure the angle between them, of course. And then, of course, you know probably how to calculate the number of images that can be seen on these 2 mirrors as a function of the angle between them. Remember the famous formula, the well-known formula, n is equal to 360 degrees by theta degrees minus 1, where theta is the angle between the mirrors. All right. And in this setup, they have pasted a kind of angular measure on the board on which the mirrors are placed, so that it is very easy to note the angles. All right, this is very interesting and very easy experiment to perform, and so see and show it to others, your younger siblings and so on and so forth. Okay, friends, let us move on to a new one. Yes. Okay. The science center has many things, they can produce magic anytime to surprise you. It's a kind of surprise for me that they are filling up water in the tall cylinder from somewhere. Yes. Now you see, did you mark the arrowheads, the directions of the arrow, previous to the water getting in the cylinder? And now you can see how they look like, how the arrows look like. To me and to you also, the arrows are now looking towards left, to your left. And if you recall, the lines were looking towards right on the white board behind the glass cylinder. Now, how this comes about? See once again. Yes, water is getting out slowly. Then you see how the image will be replaced. Yes, you can compare now. Yes, you can now compare the original direction and the direction being shown as a result of water being present in the glass material, and so on and so forth. All right, this is a very interesting thing. You can find out why this happens. All right. Okay, why not? Why not once more? Before they repeat it, please note the direction of the original lines on the board, white board, behind the tall cylinder. They are looking towards your right, definitely. Now they are going to fill up the cylinder again, and you can see how the direction changes. Yes. Direction immediately changed. You see? Part of it is on the left side out of the glass cylinder, and the other part has reversed its direction. This is a very interesting and educative demonstration, and try to reason why this is happening. All right. Obviously, they are using plain water inside the cylinder. So clearly, the glass material of the cylinder isn't doing much except for enhancing the original lines a bit, right? But it is the presence of water that reverses the direction of the lines or the arrowheads. So why this is happening? Try to figure out. Okay. Refractive index. Yes, now friends, carefully observe what they are going to show. They have a beaker in which some liquid is there. It's a clear liquid. The beaker is not full with the liquid. It's only partly filled with liquid. It is definite kind of liquid. Yes. Now it is in the container. Now you see, this is a glass slab, right, of rectangular shape. It's a very famous and ubiquitous lab apparatus available everywhere. You may not call it an apparatus, but lab material available everywhere. All right, and they are going to show you something interesting, and they will invite you to make your own conclusion. See that they are inserting the glass slab gradually into the liquid in the beaker. Now see, the invert it will see. Okay, you can now see. Okay, they remove the slab. They are inserting it again. See, when they have inserted the slab, the lower part of the slab appears to have vanished inside the liquid. You can see clearly the upper portion of the slab above the liquid level. So what makes the part of the glass slab vanish inside the liquid? This is a very interesting question. Try to figure it out yourself. What must be the reason behind it? This has something to do with refraction and refractive index. There are two kinds of transparent materials involved in this experiment, right? One is the liquid, the other is the glass slab. Now, what connection between them makes the glass slab vanish when inside the liquid? All right? That is an interesting question, which the answer to which you probably know already, or you can definitely find out. Something else is coming up. Yes. Looks like a laser show of some type. Light recording showing up. See, আরোটা দেখে দিন This is something like a gate installed on the occasion of a marriage ceremony. It looks like that, a miniature version of it. But that's an interesting thing. You can see the curved part is lighted from inside. Right? No light is coming from coming out of it. Only stays inside. They are using again a laser torch for this purpose. But the material is of such a type, of such characteristics, that once the light gets inside, light is not able to escape. So it is in a sense, it is kind of forced to take the shape of the material, right? And as the light is not able to escape from within the material, what must be happening is what you are familiar with as total internal reflection. Some of it you can also possibly visualize in this setup. Yeah, something like you can see also how internal reflection is occurring, and it's a case of total internal reflection, right? And as you can guess, as you already know, this has connection with reflection as well as refraction, right? And how in the process of refraction of light from a denser medium to a rarer medium, if the angle of incidence is right, then how the light comes back after reflection on the surface of the material inside it. That amounts to total internal reflection. And you also know that studying or measuring total internal reflection, you can determine the refractive index of the material involved, and so on and so forth. This is another interesting piece of demonstration, which you can also do on your own at home, provided you get such a material of good nature, good shape, and should be capable of bending light. Not everything can do it, right? There are specific kind of materials, and you possibly know the name of optical fibers, which work on this principle of total internal reflection, right?
हाँ सर खाली पावर को नाम कौन कौन देखिए
Okay.
सर
Okay. Consider good recording. Okay, friends, this is what the Regional Science Center was able to show on this auspicious occasion on their platform, with very little small things on which they were devised on their own. And there is a kind of summary of the activities that they showed in the form of slides. More. Next.
सेटअप करता है पूरा सेटअप करता है
Okay. So the show began with diffraction, whose one of which popular slides is displayed here. and a quick definition of diffraction. And you can find out better definitions and so on and so forth, or you already know that, the definition and its calculation associated and so on. So, okay, next one is reflection, refraction together. This is popularly what is called reflection, and this one is refraction on the right using a glass prism of rectangular shape. Now, one interesting point here, the incident in case of refraction through a rectangular glass slab, is that you not only get a reflected ray here on the surface, you also get two refracted rays. The first one is this. This is the first refracted ray, which happens because of the refraction at the first edge or the incident surface of the glass slab, and inside the glass slab, the refracted ray travels in this direction, and here it comes out of the glass slab on the opposite side. And if the glass slab is perfectly rectangular in shape, or in other words, if the incident surface and the emergent surface are parallel to each other, then the emergent ray here would be exactly parallel to the incident ray. And there would be a kind of lateral shift between the incident ray and the emergent ray. They are not in the same line. This is interesting point to note. There is a lateral shift which you can visualize if you extend the incident light direction near the outgoing ray or emergent ray. Now, friends, you possibly know that there is a law called Snell's law, which is popularly called the law of refraction. Now, the Snell's law is popularly stated in this form, something like n1 sine theta 1 is equal to n2 sine theta 2, where n1 is the refractive index of medium 1 or the incident medium, and n2 is the refractive index of the glass medium here. And the angles theta 1 and theta 2 correspond to the angle of incidence and refraction respectively. This is popularly called Snell's law. Now, it is interesting that starting with Snell's law or the law of refraction, you can derive the law of reflection. It is possible. Now, I'll leave it as a kind of exercise for you to work it out. How you can, starting with Snell's law of refraction, go over to or discover or derive the law of reflection, which you must be aware of. Okay, then this is another, this is a picture of what is called total internal reflection, which you saw live here to some extent. And this is actually how light travels in a tube-like material of a suitable nature, so that the light is incident here on this surface, and it undergoes a series of internal reflections of total nature. Nothing is escaping. The light is entirely confined to this material here. So this is an example of total internal reflection, and all these activities have been made very interesting and easy with the help of laser torch, which produce monochromatic light. Okay, here is an illustration of the familiar inclined mirror experiment. And you can count how many images are seen of a single object and what is the angle between the two mirrors. All right, and the formula is reproduced here. N is equal to 360 degree by theta degree minus 1. All right. Okay, then yes, this is a piece of magic you saw here also. See what happens when the liquid is added in the beaker. See? this part of the glass material appears to vanish. All right. Why this happens, you have been asked to find out, reason out. This has again to do with refraction, refractive index, and so on. So there is a liquid inside, there is a glass medium, and the object is also made of glass, and so on. Okay, that's all for today, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. And I would personally like to thank the Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar for setting up this show on a very small scale but interesting way. And there are other things to follow. I hope you enjoyed the show, and you must have some queries in your mind which you can throw at the Regional Science Center on a proper platform which they will announce. And possibly they will supplement the show with a few questions or related to what you have seen here. And I hope you answer them and try to understand more and more, think about and tinker with. And now I hope they have a session called tinkering, which is very important, you know. It is tinkering which must have led, among other things, Sir C.V. Raman to his Nobel Prize. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Be safe, be healthy, and be innovative. Thank you so much.
On behalf of Regional Science Center, I once again convey my sincere thanks to Professor Parida. And it is a proud privilege for us to get collaborations from his end. And I think I already saw these experiments, and it is a nice and thought-provoking. I don't know, though the little participation is a little bit of low, but I think that those are already gone through this experiment, they enjoyed it. And all the experiments are made with the humble materials. You can try at your home with your level, and you can change the different set of parameters and try to understand the phenomena. Afterwards, if you have any questions, you can also send us the email, and you can follow us in our social media handles. You can message us in the social media. We try to find out the possible solutions. So stay inquisitive. And since the Regional Science Center always promotes the curiosity-driven science learning, we try to do it. And it is a proud privilege for us to give you answer if you have any questions. I once again thankful to Dr. Parida, and we much more collaboration will coming in the next few days, or I mean next times. And we always try to bring some new experiment and thought-provoking experiment once again. And this is a time for the tinkering sessions. Here, our educators, mentors of Innovation Hub, they are going to demonstrate tinkering on some of the optical instruments and devices. And this kind of tinkering is much more needed for the innovations. I mean, there is a popular concept regarding the nothing is new and pristine unless until it is somebody has seen and it is introduced in a new way. So this kind of tinkering session will of course help you, and let's see. And afterwards, if you have any questions, you always share your questions in our social media.
ତାପରେ ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ ପୁଣି ଆଉ ଟିକେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ମତେ ହିଁ କହୁ
Hello friends. So now we'll start the tinkering part of our today's session. So today we'll discuss how optics we can use in modern science and or in instrumentation, right? So today we all know electrical or electronics is the major part of modern science in the part of instrumentation today. So how the light source, we can convert it into a signal of electricity, or we can use it as a sensor. We'll discuss on that. And also we'll discuss some small examples where the optics is been used to detect some physical parameters as a sensor. Okay. So let me give you some brief of my setup. Friends, let me show you. This is a small electronics component popularly known as resistor. We all know resistor is a electronics component used to oppose the flow of current flow. Okay. So today we got a special kind of resistor, this one called LDR. LDR means full form is light dependent resistor. So this is a special kind of resistor whose resistance is in proportional with light fall on it. So let's see some simple experiments how depending on the light current flow through this resistor changes. For that we are using this oscilloscope, and in oscilloscope I have connected a LDR with a power source. Okay, so here I have a setup of LDR with power source, and the result of this current flow I have connected with my oscilloscope. Let's see what happens if I fall a light, if I allow my light source fall on this LDR or light dependent resistor. You carefully observe the screen. I am allowing the light source to this LDR. You see, there is small change in the graph of oscilloscope. So what I will do now, I will gradually increase the intensity of light falling on the LDR. You see what happens if I increase the intensity. So friends, you may notice the height of line gradually increasing. So this is the vital property where the amount of current flow through a conductor is dependent on the resistance present in series. And here the magic is, or the fundamental of this experiment is, the resistance of circuit is dependent on the surrounding light. So using a light source, we can control the current flow through a particular circuit. So now I will show you a small experiment where this kind of setup is being used. Let me give you some examples. Like today you all must be using optical mouse. The mouse with your laptop or desktop, you see under that mouse there is a red color bulb there. So that is the use of optics in our instrumentation. And today I will show you another vital component where this similar kind of setup or LDR has been used to find some biological parameters of our body, that is our heart pulse. So this is the instrument where you can see this is made with a closed dark chamber. Okay, so that some external light will not go inside it and it will not disturb anything. So what we'll do, we'll simply allow power to this device and see what happens. Let me connect it to the power source. So friends, you can see there is a light source inside this equipment. So what we did here, we placed an LDR just in front of this light source. And now what I'll do, I'll put my finger in between this light source and LDR. So what will happen? The light will penetrate to my finger and before it reaches to the LDR. Sir, according to the blood flow in my body, the penetration light intensity will change. And now we'll see what happens to the current flow. So from there we can guess a blood flow cycle of our body using optics. Let's see. Let me connect this equipment with my oscilloscope and we'll see. So friends, now this is the graph you are getting in the screen of oscilloscope is a pulse kind of thing. And this pulse is directly proportional to my heartbeat. So as I explained, when light penetrates through my body, according to the blood flow through my finger, the light intensity on the other side of the finger will change. And as we have seen the property of LDR, so what we can conclude, this light intensity is being converted to electrical signal through LDR. And now this electrical signal we are getting in the screen of oscilloscope. So here we can conclude light source is being used as a sensor to find the blood flow conditions in my body. So friends, let's see what happens if I remove my finger from this instrument. You see the oscilloscope, what happens? I've removed it. So line become a straight line. Let me insert the finger again and you observe what happens. So like this, in anything, we can use now light as a sensor or light source to control the amount of current flow in a particular circuit. So the most vital component for this, what we have observed, is this LDR. So LDR is nothing but a resistor only, whose resistance is in proportional with the intensity of light falling on the surface of this LDR. So when more light will fall on this surface, the resistance of this LDR will decrease. It means it will allow more current. So amount of light falling on the LDR is proportional, directly proportional with the amount of current flow through the circuit. So here we could able to make a relation between the amount of current flow and amount of intensity of light. So using this technique, we can build some small stuffs for us for day-to-day life. We can make some small innovations, like we can make a circuit which will sense the ambient light. If ambient light will be sufficiently low, it will switch on our room light. Yes, we can make it. Or we can make a setup which will allow the street lights to on when the surround light or ambient light, or we can say sunlight, will become darker. We can make our street light on automatically, sensing the ambient light. Okay friends, so as we have discussed earlier, in our innovation hub, we have facility to make this kind of stops, and I may invite you all to come and visit our center, where you can get chance to make this kind of stops on your own in our innovation hub, and also we can make some small innovations on your own. Thank you.
accessible.
Thank you, Sivasis. It is a wonderful thing to demonstrate and see the functioning of LDR. And I hope that participants will have some idea to reuse and rethink, and once again come with some idea that can be make a new product or make a new things. So I would like to request all participants to visit our innovation hub, and if they interest, they can join us and they can pursue their idea. And right now we have a small demonstrations in electromagnetic induction, and our educational officer Himanshu Shekhar Satpathy is going to demonstrate some of the phenomena.
Welcome to the last part of the program on National Science Day 2021, presented by Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar. Even if I know time is getting ready for lunch, I still have a hope on those who are present here, because at least
Am I audible? And on behalf of Regional Science Center Bhubaneswar, I once again thank you all participants who already seen all the experiments and all the sessions patiently. Apart from this, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to National Academy of Sciences Odisha chapter, Dr. Rajay Kumar Parida, Director, Institute of Life Sciences, Dr. K.C. Satpathy, Regional Director, DAV Public School Bhubaneswar, Professor Vijay Kumar Parida, and our all education staff, Sri Himanshu Shekhar Satpathy, Sri Rabindranath Marandi, Sri Vasis Mishra, and all the staff members of Regional Science Center. Without their kind support, it could not be possible to host such kind of program. And I hope the people, those are already viewed the session, they enjoyed a lot. And still, if you have any questions, you can send your questions to our email ID and social media handles. And I hope we will meet once again. Thank you. That's all for today's sessions.